You know how the Bible has prophecies, right? God has prophets and prophecies, and he gets his prophets or men and women of God to proclaim his word, what's coming, and people either heard or they don't, right? But Satan doesn't have men and women like God, because God's men and women are holy, and and when they say something, it is coming from the Lord, and the Lord will do it. What Satan has, he has a prophetic machine called Hollywood that predicts the future through movies. What they're doing is they're not predicting the future, they're getting you to get in agreement by showing you something over and over so you'll agree with the future. Listen to me. He's showing you something over and over so you'll agree with it. Your agreement is what brings it. If Satan could take over, he would take over. He can't take over. He needs man to be in agreement with him. So he keeps showing, so he's programming you to keep showing you the same stuff over and over again. That's why every movie you see got to do with something coming in the future, some big event, some nuclear war, some crazy event, and all of a sudden we go into this dystopian future, some zombie movie. That's all you seeing. He's getting you in agreement with it. He's using Hollywood as prophet. They putting out prophetic messages through movies.
Jesus have mercy.
Can we get this? Can we understand?
Y'all go watch.
You can go back to research this. I ain't gonna go real deep in it. Before 9/11 happened, a lot of movies was pointing to 9/11. Kept putting 9/11, 9/11, 9/11. A lot of movies kept. Matter of fact, there was one movie that actually said the plot. Terrorists gonna fly planes into the building. This was put out in Hollywood. You say, why would Satan do that? Because Satan, he loves to brag. He loves to brag. The same way that God says, what I say will come to pass. Satan wants that same way, where he says, well, I'm going to show y'all what I'm going to do, and y'all's too dumb to see it, and I'm going to do it in your face. So he's not hiding. This stuff is in plain sight. I told you he's using symbols that only those who understand this stuff can even see what's happening. Is this okay?
Y'all go watch Pastor Stephen Darby, Hollywood. I can't see with my glasses. It says Hollywood, Satan's prophetic programming. That's what it says. Pastor Stephen Darby on YouTube. And the name of this is called Hollywood, Satan's prophetic programming. This was recorded 10 years ago. 10 years ago. When I say this man is talking about everything that's happening today, y'all need to go watch that. Y'all want Target play too much? They rolled out all the black kids. They brought out Bluey. Why they ain't show the white girl face? The one white girl in all the pictures, why they ain't show her face? Come on now. They done brought out all other races. Target said, please, baby, please come shop with us. Yo. And then they turned off the comments because y'all know I was ready to go say something. Target said, look, we want y'all back. We miss you. On this bus once again. So y'all, let me tell y'all this story real quick while it's on my mind. So I had was going through a divorce. My ex-husband was a pastor, and I was a so-called first lady. And I say so-called because I didn't ask for that title. It was just given to me because he was a pastor. So anywho, when we broke up, I started going to this other church. So, And this church was like somebody that when I was married to my ex, we fellowshiped with them. Well, we kind of fellowship with them, but he knew them and they knew of me. I kind of knew a little bit of them. So anywho, I started going to that church. So when I started going to this church, everybody welcomed me in, everything seemed to be cool, but I could tell they was a little skeptic of me. Like they was welcoming, but standoffish at the same time. So as time going by, it's almost like they was trying to let down their guard. And I didn't understand why they had a guard up to begin with, because I didn't do nothing to them. I barely even knew anybody. But I could tell they had like kind of a guard up. So I started getting to know them and then like started hanging out with some of them after church. So, excuse me. At that time, I started like kind of rebelling a little bit. So I started like going out with people to the bar and trying to sip a little wine or whatever. Like I didn't quite get deep in sin till later on, but this was like the beginning stages of me toiling with sin, knowing I ain't had no business doing all that. So as I'm going to this church, the more I get to know them, the more they're kind of letting down their guard. So they was all trying to like, not all of them, but some of them was trying to like push this one dude on me for me and him to start dating. So me and him started talking or whatever. And I can't really say we were dating, but we were basically in the get to know each other phase. So as I'm getting to know him, he's starting to tell me some stuff about the members. And I'm like, I always see Christians as perfect beings. Like keep feeling like I'm trying to be like them. I want to be perfect like them. When the whole time I just need to be like Christ. So anywho, he started telling me all this stuff that they be doing and whatnot. And it started like dampering my spirit towards them. Like I didn't see them in that light. I just saw them as perfect and I need to be like them. So anywho, he's telling me how the choir director is the alphabet boy, but he's dating this girl that's on the praise and worship team. And then he's telling me about the keyboardist is messing around with a few of the women in the church, but he's married to the lead singer of the praise and worship team. Y'all, it got crazy. So as I'm getting to know these people, when I say they all started spilling their skeletons, it became so overwhelming to me, like overwhelming. Everybody's business was in my lap. So one of the ladies, me and her started like speaking on the phone every single day. I cannot say we were friends, but we just started speaking every single day. And mind y'all, this is in a matter of like 3-4 months. So as we're talking, she starts telling me that she's married, but her and her husband are very unhappy. She is sleeping with the keyboardist. So she goes to the church, but her husband, he doesn't come to the church as often, but he came a couple of times. But her and her kids go to the church. So she is sleeping, she is sleeping with the keyboardist. Mind you, the keyboardist is messing around with a bunch of other women, but he's also married to the lead singer of the praise and worship team. So, mind you, me and the dude, he was a drummer. We're trying to start dating. Why the keyboardist is trying to holler at me. And I'm telling Mr. Drummer Boy, I'm going to call him Drummer Boy. I'm telling Mr. Drummer Boy this. He was like, that's how I found out. He's messing with a bunch of different women in church. So, the girl who me and her was talking every day, she was like, yeah, her and the keyboardist, she was like, yeah, me and him, we're getting a divorce from their spouses and we're going to get together and we're going to be together. And I'm like, y'all gonna what? Y'all, when I say she dropped that in my lap and that was so overwhelming, I was not even expecting that from her. So anywho, the keyboardist that she's messing with, that she's trying to ride off in the sunset with, done hit me up in Messenger talking about, so what's good with you? I'm like, aren't you married? Yeah, but didn't she tell you, don't you know, the baby that she just had is not mine? Y'all, I'm like, what? The wife, is cheating on him. Done got pregnant, done had a baby that's not his. I'm like, look, I don't want no parts of that. Y'all tripping. Now, mind you, the lead singer, who is the keyboardist's wife, who has a baby that's not her husband's, is the sister to the pastor's wife. Yeah. So, y'all, then the lady what was she in the church? I can't remember what she was, but the one that was messing with the keyboardist and saying they're going to ride off into the sunset. After she finished telling me what they were going to do, it was something else I was about to say about her, but I forgot. But after she told me what they were going to do, how they were going to ditch their spouses and get with each other. And then I found out about the praise and worship leader, which is the alphabet boy. He's the leader, not the lead singer, but he's the leader. He's the he's the leader. He is the alphabet boy, but he's messing with a girl in the church and they supposed to got married. Now, mind you, all this stuff is being dropped in my lap. And I'm just sitting here like, okay, this is a lot going on. And it bothered me. It was like a heavy burden on me. So I decided to go, and y'all, I learned my lesson after this. I decided to go to the pastor and his wife and meet with them. And the reason I went to them, because the dude hit me up in my inbox and I was like, this is going too far. So I speak to the pastor and the first lady privately, and I show them the message and I tell them everything that I just told y'all. And I was just saying to them, like, this is a lot. Y'all don't know what's going on in y'all church. Like, this is out in the streets. And people are calling this church a cult. They kept telling me I'm a part of a cult, and I didn't want to believe it. Y'all, why the first lady goes and tell everybody in the church what I told her? Now, I went to them in confidence. The whole church caught an attitude with me. And the first lady told the lady who was going to ride off into the sunset with the keyboardist, she told her, you telling people your business and they telling other people. But it's the first lady's sister's husband that she's messing with. It's your own sister's husband. And you go back and tell that lady what I told you? Y'all, I learned my lesson then with, if anything is happening in a church, it's none of my business. I don't want to hear about it. I don't want to know about it. Just let it happen. When I say that whole church shunned me and kicked me to the curb for telling the pastor and first lady what was going on in the church, I feel like I don't feel like I was wrong at that time. Now, today that I'm older and wiser, this was like 20 years ago, y'all. Now that I'm older and wiser, I know better. But then I felt like we need to be saved. We need prayer. Like, we need to get this demon up out of here. Yo, something going on. No, the whole church shunned me. The whole church was against me. When I was showing up every Sunday, they did not want me there. They stopped speaking to me. They showed me they didn't want me there. It was like, you are not one of us. Y'all, the stories I got to tell. Anywho, I love y'all and Jesus love y'all better. Bye. Y'all, I done slept with that fan on, so I am feeling a little under the weather. But why ain't nobody tell me? This is what was making me mad about my elders, because nobody told me that I need to know who my family is, what they were doing, and why they were doing it. Like, I need to know this about my ancestors, because it is affecting me in my life now. And nobody told me that the stuff that I did when I wanted to be rebellious and play around with sin, that it was going to affect my children. Like now, I am having to go in the spirit realm and tear down altars and rebuke demons and renounce and denounce and revoke and reject and divorce myself from every single thing that my ancestors have done and that I have done, or even may have done, anything I think we may have done. I gotta rid my bloodline of it so that I don't be so messed up, and my kids and my grandkids and the grandkids after that don't be so messed up. Like, nobody is teaching us this stuff. And then when you do all this stuff, the devil hates you even more. So now he coming even harder. If you don't know Jesus Christ and the pardon of your sins, baby, you better know him. You better know him, because the devil is not playing fair. He do not care. I'm so over it, but I got to do it. I got to fight. I got to pray. I got to fast. And I got to read my word. Anywho, I'm probably going to do some videos on how we need to pray and why we need to pray this way to protect us and our future generations to come. Anywho, I love you and Jesus love you. I bet I had to vent. Bye. Yeah, I'm just sitting here on a Saturday nursing a slight stuffiness cold from sleeping with the fan on, because I can't help it. But y'all, I was just sitting here thinking, this is for people who have children. You know how you look at your kids and you be like, oh, she walked just like me, or they do a face and it's like, that's a face I be making. They look just like me. Or you look at some pictures and you be like, wow, they look just like me. And then, especially if you're one of those parents who, you know how you pray for your children, if you believe, and you pray for your children, but you kind of like pray for their education. You want them to be successful. You know, you say all the good prayers, Lord, protect them, keep them safe and stuff like that. Let me tell you another way to pray for your children real quick. When you look at your children and you see how they are just like you in certain ways, I want you to think about all the bad things you yourself have ever done. Because guess what? The same way you see all the good things about yourself and your children, you just might possibly have passed on all the bad things about yourself to your children. So go write down all the bad stuff you did, and then go and rebuke it, renounce it, denounce it, reject it, revoke it, and divorce your children from it. Because that door that you open, you might have also opened it for your children. I was just sitting here thinking about that. So go pray. Go make that list and pray and rebuke all those bad things you did off of your children's lives. Okay? I love y'all. Jesus love y'all better. Bye. All this spiritual warfare stuff that I've been going through, and people are telling me, oh, it's just God. He's building your character. And I'm like, okay, what type of character are we building, Lord? Like, I believe I can fly. I'm stronger. I'm wiser. I'm better. So much better. Like, can we get to the point? I mean, I love the Lord. I promise you I do. And I know he fights my battles. And I know I'm going to come out on top. I'm fearfully and wonderfully made. Like, I know all this stuff. But can we get to the part where I'm cool? Like, can we fast forward to the part where I'm done? Like, you know, the end where we've destroyed the villain and I'm standing there with my cape and I've saved the world. Well, God, you know, Jesus saved the world, but like everything is just done. Like, how much more building do you need to do, Lord? I'm built for tough. I'm good. We can stop the madness now. I'm ready for peace and riches and glory. And can we get to the good part? Y'all, I am over here cracking up. I'm scrolling through TikTok, engaging and whatnot. And I've seen this video. This white man said in the comments, the world coming to an end, and all black folks want to do is dance. Yo, when I say that had me cracking up. When I say kinfolk, skin folks in the comments going in, y'all never disappoint. They was like, our world been coming to an end. This is nothing new to us. Of course we gonna dance. Somebody else is like, yeah, we eating, chilling, relaxing, going on vacation. The world been going to an end. The world been coming to an end for us. When I say that is so true, just think about it. All the hell that we have been through, and we are still able to rise above it. Do you know the amount of power that you have to be able to do that? I don't think us kinfolk understand what we have inside of us. That's power. Okay? I want y'all to remember that you have the power to overcome any obstacle, any. Give glory and honor to God right now, okay? Anywho, I love y'all and Jesus love y'all better. Bye. Y'all, look, some folks need to stop being a hater. I got to stop saying y'all. But some people need to stop being a hater. Don't be getting up under folks' posts talking about, oh, China got it for 50 cents. Okay, but they selling it for 30. You don't want to buy it. Keep going. Don't be getting up under folks' posts talking about, oh, it's on Amazon for $10 less. Okay, go to Amazon. Like, y'all are some haters. Why are y'all up under people's posts doing that? That's not okay. Don't be no hater. Like, because if you were selling something, you would not want nobody to be doing that to you. And how them folks supposed to make a commission? If you know you can go somewhere else and get it cheaper, okay, go that place and get it cheaper. But there's some people that's willing to pay that price, or some people might not even know. And I get it, but come on now. Y'all really killing people's sales and like just going up under their posts, being haters, knowing they trying to make a sale so they can make some money. Like you taking bread out their kids' mouth. You never know who they trying to feed. Like, I get it, you trying to eat, go eat somewhere else. Stop doing that. That's haterade. Stop drinking it.